kick this over to
I have to look at
Okay.
something. How long does aid last? Is that 8 hours? Yeah, okay.
Aid. Aid is an 8-hour spell, yes. Okay.
I'm here, I
So
promise.
previously, the group of you have concluded your deep explorations of the interior of this catacomb, tomb, abandoned temple. There's many words that could describe it. You had strucken three. Strucken? Strike. You stroked? You made 3 deals with the Hag sisters that were contained herein, for better for worse. One of them still remains to be honored at this point. You were tasked with, upon your egress of this area, to demonstrate to the orc company, the Goliath company gathered outside, that you have the stone, the item of which they seek, such that they will not continue to try to make inroads into this area. The group of you, after great personal cost, were able to successfully collect the last stone, the last item that you were seeking here. It was an ambush after collecting 4 items of the Matron of Ravens, placing them upon individual pedestals. And as you did, were assailed by what you suspect were guardians of the temple at one point, although much weaker than maybe their ideal situation. But you heard a blood-curdling scream as you did so. The portcullis that you had left up, propped open by nothing but a crowbar, seemingly chopped off someone's arm, as you later found out upon it slamming down. A small excursion of Goliaths had been following you, and saw an opportune moment to try to use your distraction to their advantage. A brutal fight followed. 10 nearly falling. She did fall a couple times. Literally falling. But almost getting knocked out a couple of times. Culminating in Dunnan being killed outright. Panic set in as 10 realized she had no more spell slots remaining with which to cast Revivify, but Siegfried thankfully had saved one of his and used the diamond he carried for such the purpose of returning Dunnan. The battle won, and not in any small part, thanks to Hellerast taking the stone, which the group of you have determined at this point is a Bodemaw stone, and Dimension Dooring away to potentially cause distraction or maybe make the Goliaths flee and pursue her as opposed to continuing to harass her friends. She struck a deal with Peggy, one of the Hag sisters here, to ensure that her companions survived. The group of you have reconvened. After a few hours, you found Hellerast, sitting and unsure if her deal was struck accurately, what the cost will be, lamenting her decisions. As you found her, you realized the toll has already been exacted. Helarast's eye is clouded over, milky white.
Forever.
Yep. So now you wait. You are near a hidden entrance to the interior of this abandoned temple. Hidden about 15 feet above the ground by vines and a small waterfall that pours out from a space directly underneath where you stand in the rock. And this is where we are picking up today. What will it be?
Hallie's all for as long as nobody knows that they're there taking a long rest. Because she thinks she's going to need some of her spell slots again. I think we're all going to need spell slots and to get our shit together.
Make a... I'm just going to say a general intelligence check.
Okay.
Yep, 23. It's not a save, just a check. What's your intelligence bonus? Your proficiency is at 3, right?
Intelligence proficiency, yeah, 3.
Okay, so that's 20 total. As you voice these words, Helarast, to your companions, sort of makes you stop and think about it for a moment. The groups of Goliaths moving through this space are getting more frequent. And you are not sure if the spaces that you've already found that you could safely rest within the caverns, you're not sure if they've been found out yet. They likely might have been. You're worried about the likelihood of being able to achieve a rest without being interrupted at this point.
Is there any way for us to peek our heads outside to see what it looks like outside?
Sure, you can roll me a stealth check if you'd like to do so.
Oh. Do we think that's the plan, guys? They're both muted. I'm going with it.
Sorry. Hallie's not sure of anything, but go for it.
Okay.
I was going to say yes, or I was saying yes.
Okay. So, let's just take a small gander outside, trying to figure out what's going on. The company is still out there. It's at this point. Let me double check my calendar. About maybe 2-3 a.m. It's late or early, depending on opinions. But there is a few fires going. There is some a little bit of activity. You see a few guards patrolling. You do also hear sounds coming from nearby, and you remember that the space that first room into which the group of you had made your original ingress, prior to you being pricked in the neck by that needle, you do remember hearing and sort of spotting while you were traveling that some of the Goliaths had moved part of the camp camp as a forward operating base inside that room. And you hear the sounds of activity coming from there, but that is out of sight.
Okay. Well, there seems to be quite the numbers waiting for us outside.
It's okay. I think we can slay them all. We are supposed to slay these ones, right?
We're supposed to show them that we have what they're looking for.
Yeah,
Which is the boat.
that's what I said. We'll really show them.
Well,
Well, Brilliam, since you're so well rested, why don't you take the lead?
It's okay.
I
Ladies.
well, I'll just be the voice of reason, which is really comical at this point. We had trouble with 4 or 5 of them. If we try to take on an entire camp, I don't think it's going to bode well.
But you didn't have me.
Yeah, no, we didn't. But we also, and I'll look for Ten and Siegfried, who I imagine are pretty exhaustedly conked out at this point.
They are working on treating wounds that they sustained during the fight. Like, hey, we don't know if we'll be able to make it.
Both of them, for the time being, they're out.
They will both sort of chime in a manner of speaking and say, and at this point, if anybody goes down, you're down. We can't bring you back like we did done. That was it for the day.
Yeah.
Then what should we do? And he starts like nudging at Heliras, trying to push her towards the front.
Helly's gonna start. I think Helly thinks we should just try to sneak around, and actually starts to take off her armor so that she doesn't make as much noise as she could.
Like the gift.
Yeah.
Why are you getting naked? I didn't think that's what. Really confused.
I'm not naked, Willem. I just don't have my armor on.
That's the same thing.
That's this. If you think that people just wear nothing underneath metallic armor,
Oh
oof.
God, no!
Oof, that's a rough time.
The chafing. Oh my God.
Aeolus, you wonder where Willem's Gambeson has gone, and you look at the armor he wears, and now you're a little bit worried.
I always knew he was into some weird shit.
I always just pictured Heliras with, the fantasy bikini armor.
God. So I went
Oddly enough,
to.
also done but
Can I go through all my pouches? And I want to take a careful look at the pouch that holds the wugwort poppers and the dust that's inside it. Have they?
Mushrooms?
Yes. Have they begun to cultivate, or like would I be able to use them if needed?
You might be able to.
Okay.
They don't look particular like they'd be particularly useful as an offensive thing.
Oh no, more of like a distraction if needed.
Gather you might distract about a 5-foot area.
Okay.
Not really much else. No.
But you distract it really well.
Yeah.
Thanks for the encouragement.
Correctly.
We're trying to figure out what the fuck to do.
You see Dutton stand up and join your conversation.
So, what are our options? Don't we
Well-
have this now? Shouldn't we put it to use? Wasn't that the whole plan?
To show the company that we have the stone. But
Yes. And then everybody who disagrees and wants to take it from us, we smash their brains.
Yeah, see? I told you. I thought we were fighting.
That was the deal with the hex, right? I want this whole
You-
hex is
you-
behind us.
You recall that was not the deal with the hags.
I just recalled it was not the deal with the hex.
we
Must
so
be much hate.
so we have to show the stone or make the Goliath company believe that we have the stone and it is no longer inside, so they stop harassing this area.
That way they'd no longer make inroads into the abandoned temple.
But we don't want them to have the stone, correct? So we
So
have
we present it to them, say if they want it, they have to kill us, or we smash their brains, and then we leave. And we tell them that we just obliterated the brains from, what was her name? Captain Solo?
Mhm.
That big bitch. We should have taken her head, or what's left of that.
Captain Zalo, Zalo.
Captain Solo.
Hellerest, are you able to get away like you did earlier?
Not until we have a long rest. That's a one-shot deal for the day.
Oh, you're one of those one-shot gals.
Yep.
Willem, do you have any capabilities that allow you to cover a great distance in a short amount of time?
I mean, I can take a really long step. I can do Misty Step.
My main concern is I don't want them to have this stone. So if one of us were to have it and to flee, and the couple of us that are able to try to hold the line, or
I think you are overthinking it.
no, I just don't want them
To die.
to possibly find out what we found out. But if you guys want to just march out there and show them that we have the stone,
Yes. I would for that.
Yeah, that's what I was saying earlier too.
Oh,
Just with a
geez.
little preparation.
Helly says no. Helly's lost enough in one day.
They are not coming for us. I assure you, we just fucked up their captain. Look, and I present the Basha where still some brain matter is on from her. That's left of her. So, do you really think they're gonna charge us?
You hear
Yes.
audible disgust from 10 and Sigrid behind you about you not cleaning your weapon.
All right.
Dunnan, make me a history check.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I would say you have the ability to make this check. 2. Never mind.
I love it.
What
All right. Hellerest, just in case of emergencies, where are you holding the stone?
Oh boy. In a place where the gooks won't find it. No, just kidding.
Hopefully in a place that I could snatch it and run if I have to.
Yeah, no. It's just in my bag here.
Okay.
And I can put it wherever you want.
And we're pretty confident at this point, Spencer, that we can't take a short rest either.
No, you can probably get a short rest. The odds of being undisturbed, short rest, are pretty good. You gather. Like Helleras was good, safe for a couple hours while the group of you made your exit from where you fought. So Helleras has completed a short rest. The rest of you, probably a half hour's worth of sort of time discussing and whatnot, would also complete a short rest if you choose to.
We are next to the waterfall outside.
You are near the waterfall on the inside. About 15 feet up is the entrance, this hidden thing disguised by vines. And the waterfall actually spills out from a small tunnel directly underneath your feet. So you know that about 6 to 8 inches beneath your feet, there's this very, very thin but rushing amount of water that becomes this waterfall, which isn't a wide flow. Like, it might be like 10 gallons a minute or something. Like, it's not a very forceful waterfall. It's the type of waterfall would be like, oh, I'll take a shower in that while camping or something like that, as opposed to like a big pool underneath.
I also know where we can hide the stone. You can put it in Hellerast's britches. Nobody would be brave enough to go there.
Yeah, no. If Aeolus needs to grab it, I don't want him in my britches.
Siegfried blushes.
Yeah. No,
You're right. He wouldn't be brave enough either.
Nothing personal, Aeolus. But yeah.
Absolutely.
None taken.
Yeah, none taken. Well,
So
I'll follow your lead.
Did you get an estimate about how many Goliaths are out there? Do we have any idea? Or could it be like 50, 20?
Make a perception check, Aeolus. Say that was included in it for your head count. Some of it's outside of your line of sight with your dark vision. By your estimation, you're making sort of a rough guess based on how big you believe the camp to be and how many people you saw sort of in each quadrant and how many of those quadrants might be in the camp. You gather there might be 8 of them currently awake, but that's not counting any of the ones that are inside in that forward operating base. Like 8 of them would potentially have a chance to see you or spot the movement if you crossed the clearing at a minimum. And then there's no telling how many would still be in the company if they woke the company at the site of movement. Aeolus, you can also roll a history check for me.
Can Willem help on one or the other of those? Or just double check?
No, the history is remembering, and the perception was Aeolus going out and sneaking for a moment to get a sort of glance.
Yeah.
Aeolus, you know that the company is typically about 100 members strong, if it's
Yep.
a standard-sized company. This is not a small contingent of individuals, and the captain is not the highest-ranked member of the company.
Yeah.
So them calling the individual Captain Zalo the one that killed Dunnan has you slightly concerned that there's higher ranking and most likely more powerful members of this group.
I will, in shorthand, explain that to the group. So,
So we either negotiate or kill them, or we go the deceptive route and tell them there is nothing inside and
we cannot go the deceptive route. We promised the hags that we would show them, and I'll look to Hellerest. Their price seems to be a bit heavy, so we don't want to exactly go back on our word.
Not at all. Not suggested.
all right. Well, I'm pretty healthy body-wise, but energy-wise, I'm pretty spent. And I look to the others. I don't know about you, but more than swinging my arm is not in me today anymore. So either we think of something quick, or we rest and then approach tomorrow.
So, with the size of their company, I don't think there is a spot for us to rest.
So
With
this was addressed before you jumped at the voice call. Dunnan. Hellerast is fairly sure that based on how many excursions the group of you have seen of Goliaths moving into the Temple of the Matron of Ravens, the chances that the spaces in which you found that are relatively safe to long rest have probably been discovered by this point, and the chances of the group of you getting discovered during 8 hours of inactivity are fairly high, if not certain.
All right, so no rest for the very sun.
The group of you do get to complete a short rest at this point.
What if we manage to get the heck out of here without them noticing? Go far away, take a long rest, and then come back and show them the Bulb Milestone.
I don't think the hags would like that. They would think that we go back on our word and probably punish us.
I think they can hear every word we're saying right now.
Oh yeah.
I'm not
Peg,
taking that.
what do you think? Would that work for you, or do we need to think of something else?
There's no answer.
I'm not striking another deal with them.
Actually, we should just still blast our way through. Just saying.
Willem, if you want to blast your way through, then we're sending Siegfried and Ken away with the stone.
Yeah.
They cannot have this. I will not put my home.
Why didn't you say
in
that
trouble.
earlier?
But we have to show them the stone, right?
Yes.
We have to show them a stone to make them stop harassing the hags. But it doesn't have to be the stone.
Do we even know if they want the stone?
Can we manufacture a decoy stone? Do they even know exactly what they're looking for and what it looks like?
I don't know.
Do we even know if the Boatmouth Stone is what they are looking for?
Yes, that's what Peg told us, or the hags told us.
We are discussing around in circles. We should decide what to do. Maybe we can negotiate with them.
With what?
I don't know.
Let us live, and we'll take the thing you're looking for away from you.
Won't let you leave.
Or we tell them we know where others are.
But we don't. Or do you mean...
That they don't know that.
So the deceptive route it is.
Higfried, 10. Can you take the stone and get as far away from here as possible?
They
have to
acknowledge that
show
they are
them
able to,
needed.
but they are concerned that that is breaking your contract.
We have to show the Goliaths the stone, Aeolus. There is no way around it. Either we procure...
we will.
You
But-
mean you show them and then we run, or what?
We could do a runner, yeah.
We show them the stone and then we give it to one of them to get out of here. I mean,
And then
Siegfried's able to change shape. He can...
And then we are one man down and they are gonna take their
10
anger
can
on
fly.
us. That's not very smart.
Well, 10 can fly.
Both of them are completely spent either way.
Yeah, me
Yeah.
too.
Yeah, so...
Not to bring up another thing, but I'm gonna do it anyway. Where do you think they're gonna use this Boatmouth Stone? Probably the gate we came in, correct? So if they know we have the stone, we're gonna be leading a very angry troop of Goliaths back to... What are their names? I can't remember their names.
That's why not all of us go.
Ah. You're thinking of that. Excellent.
I say, now, this may be stupid, but we show them the stone. Siegfried pockets it, transforms into something that is of this land. Him and 10 get the fuck out, and we let our rather fresh spellcaster play with them a little bit as we keep them off of him.
Oh boy, sounds like a plan that only can go wrong. But I mean,
all of our plans have gone wrong.
Yes. I was gonna say, how is that different from anything else?
At least we are coming on top of it every time.
That we've got as much of a chance as always for that to happen now too.
I mean, either that or we go straight to the leader of this company and we have a talk with them. Of, hey, we have the stone. It's currently not on this person, but we have it. Let's work something out.
No. The way they were talking about she needs it, she something, when we could hear their conversations tells me that this is not a person who can be negotiated with.
Well, it's either they're negotiated with or they don't get the fucking stone.
They're not gonna, can't let them have the fucking stone no matter what.
Exactly. So,
Okay.
what do we want to do? This is the final vote, and then we kick it off.
Well, I say we go to their camp, show them the Boatmouth Stone, demand to talk with their leader, and if shit goes south, William is gonna blast their asses off.
Well, then let's do it.
Sounds like a plan?
Yeah.
Go.
I'm in.
You ready to blast, Willem?
I like to blow things up occasionally.
Okay.
Especially on Tuesdays. Is today the second day of the 10-day?
No,
Just to-
today is. You're moving on to the 10th day.
Well, 10 days are fine too.
Just to be sure to aim in the right direction.
You are on the last day of Kythorn. You're about to enter Flame Rule.
Wow, we've spent a while out here.
Yes, we did.
All right,
Well, you were busy.
let's go.
What can possibly go wrong?
Everything.
Yes. Just like your everyday Bloody Metox plan.
Okay. So the group of you descend the vines. I'd like a stealth check from everyone, please.
Boy.
Yeah, shit.
Sweet.
Can I have the advantage since I took off my armor?
Well, you get the straight roll, which is still an 8.
Okay.
So, the armor's still on your person somehow, but it's just not being worn. Alright. Overall, kind of shit. As you descend, there's the sound of the waterfall helps cover a little bit of this. Not a lot of this. And few of you forget that you're supposed to be quiet as you sort of let go of the vines that you climb down and sort of splash into the small pool of the waterfall. Willem feels his foot sort of sink into sort of an underground sort of tunnel. You realize that this waterfall is draining into something, some aquifer or something of some sort, this crack in the ground. As such, it's not making a river in this space. But the group of you make a reasonable amount of noise. Okay. Make it about 20 feet from the waterfall, moving out into the open space when you hear a noise coming from the camp situated about 100 feet away from you. They have set up fires, although at this point most of them are embers. The group of you hear shouting. A few moments pass. You hear a loud bell being rung.
Or, okay. Do you think they noticed us?
Make it about move another 15, 20, 30 feet. Are you moving towards the company at this point?
I am.
Okay. You enter the outside radius of one of these sort of torches that's been set up. Just barely in dim light, a group of you at this point. And you can see ahead of you, all of you now have a clear sight of the camp. That's a bevy of activity. See dozens of individuals sort of trying to throw on armor. I don't know. They have no idea what type of threat is present. They just know that they've been called. So see, like, sort of half-buckled armor thrown over the top of their heads, spears being grabbed. Some have long swords, a few axes. A healthy bit of them have crossbows as well. These big, hulking, heavy crossbows with black-tipped arrows. Nasty-looking things.
That's gonna be a party.
There's about 7 of you at the moment that are charging towards the group of you now that they've alerted their camp with weapons drawn. What are you doing?
I have my
Remind me,
arms
Oles,
up.
what was the plan again? Negotiate? They don't seem like the negotiating type.
Well, it's either we negotiate or we fight. I'll do what I think is best, and if you think fighting, then unleash Willem. And I'll step a head of the group with my arms raised.
I'll get close to Willem, just right in front of him, with shield and bash in hand.
Okay.
Do any of you speak common tongue?
You shout this out.
Yes.
Okay, sounds good. Just for purposes, I'd like the group you to roll into initiative.
Let's go.
You shout this out as you sort of all take positions. A spear lands on the ground in front of the group of you, sort of thrown short, and the buzz of a crossbow bolt whizzes about 12 inches from your left ear.
I rolled a 20, so I didn't select my token. I take like the disengage action.
Sorry, kids. So the bolt sort of whizzes by your ear. What are you doing? You know, as
I
you
will
shout this
halt.
out, Hellerest, are you doing any actions? You muted. And only 2 people are in initiative.
Yeah. I'm gonna pull my Hurley Maul out and cast Armor of Agathis on myself. I still have one of those
Okay.
spell slots. At level 2.
Sure.
Because she was an idiot and took her regular armor off. So
Gotcha.
she's pretty fucking vulnerable right now.
Yep. Willem, what are you doing?
Sorry, just got back, so I missed what was going on.
You've all taken defensive positions as you approach the group. Your presence has rapidly been discovered. 7 of them are currently running at you. A spear has been thrown and landed in the ground about 7 feet away from you. And one crossbow buzzard has sort of whizzed by Aeolus's head.
Okay. And everybody sounds like they are taking defensive positions.
Yes.
Helleras has cast a spell. Aeolus is, and has readied a weapon. Dunnan has not done anything quite yet.
Disengage action.
There you go. That's what Dunnan did.
What kind of flooring or ground is it here?
It's looks to be at maybe one point it was a field. It's a little bit muddy from the amount of movement from this company, but it's mostly dirt at this point.
Okay.
There's patches of mud here and there, but looks like it's been dry for a bit.
Can I use mold earth to make myself a little trench?
And just make a 5-foot hole you're standing in?
Yeah.
Sure.
Yep. Put the stone out in front of me so it gives me hopefully 3/4 coverage.
Sure. Absolutely. Yeah. Willem gets markedly shorter in an instant.
Oof. I am now a filthy soldier.
Takes half a point of falling damage.
It happens.
Alright.
You can hop in, Helly. I know you're naked.
we're back to you in initiative. Two more buzzards sort of whiz nearby. One of them you hear strike the stone and dirt encampment that Willem just made in front of himself. They're currently about 100 feet away. They'll be on you in 2 rounds.
Are we going to like actually hit him, or are we negotiating?
Good question.
I don't think they are negotiating right now.
They seem to give they don't give any care at all of what Aeolus is saying.
I think Aeolus
Cool.
fighting is the only way.
I am going to.
You see 7 of them charging at you at that moment, and dozens more, maybe a minute behind them.
Willem, you should get ready some blasty spell when we get in range.
Yeah, sure. I mean, I think they're in range.
What are you doing? This round's happening.
I will shout out. We heard you're looking for a rock, for a stone. And I will, seeing as it's nighttime, I'm gonna hold up the skull of the Needler monster and just present it in a way that shows I'm holding something of a pretty decent size. And gonna start rummaging through my pack for that box of the 4 vials of liquid.
Okay. Make a deception check.
Oh boy.
Just a straight deception check. Yeah. Okay. Done. Elrest, Willem, what are you doing in this round?
Are there any of them within 60 feet?
Not quite. They will be in the next round. And you'll also be in spear range at that round.
I'll stick with my disengage.
Here comes Corin.
Sure.
I'm going to go ahead and hold an action until 2 of them get in 60 feet, and then I'm going to cast Grasp of the Void and twin it.
Sure.
Using my little mysterious shard thing.
Okay. The time passes. You're hoping Aeolus's gambit pays off in some degree. Aeolus, you see that they seem to acknowledge that you're holding something. It's easy to loot dead people. They continue to charge. 2 of them come within your range. Willem. What type of save is it?
Boop. Does that help?
Dex save. Wonderful. 2 failures. One of them fails by 5 or more. So one of them is immobilized in place for a moment. So they're around behind. Or they will be around behind. Okay. And you are becoming invisible. Sounds good. You vanish into darkness for a moment.
And then, if it is at all possible, I will go ahead and then use my movement to relocate.
No, this was a held action.
Oh, you're
This
right.
was
That
your
was reaction. I'm sorry.
Yep.
My bad.
All good. Aeolus, what's your armor class?
15.
You said 15?
14.
14. Okay.
Yep.
Natural 1, a 7, and a 15 with 3 crossbow bolts coming towards you. So 15.
All right.
AC.
Are we still within the 8 hours that Penn casted aid?
Yes, you are.
Okay.
You take 11 points of piercing damage as this heavy bolt strikes your shoulder. Managed to sort of glance at the wound, and it looks like it went like sort of a clean cut, and now you have this gash along your shoulder. Stings terribly.
All
Next
right.
round, they're 60 feet away from you. With their dash, they will be on you in this round. This is your last chance before you're in physically engaged in melee with the group of them.
Fantastic. They're coming anyways?
Yeah.
I will-
Willem, you become visible again.
Yeah, that's right. I will go ahead and... Same thing, I'm going to cast this at the biggest group of them I can get using my little thingy.
I need you to make me an
open it.
intelligence save, Willem.
Can do.
20. Pretty good. Okay. Are you casting that at 3rd level?
Yep. And I was going to quicken that.
Certainly. Okay. As you release this spell, Willem, and you sort of focus this energy and fling the bead of dark purple fire condensed at this group. You figure you'll get about 5 of them as they're approaching. You see the bead impact the spot that you choose and start to erupt, and then vanish into the blink of an eye. You pass the save, so you take, instead of 22, you take 11 points of psychic damage. And your attention turns to the interior of the temple, where about 50 feet away from you is a Goliath woman, garbed in a long robe with sort of open slits on either side, where you can see her knees and calves. It's silver and black. She's holding out one of her hands, and you see these sort of tendrils of red and black darkness sort of extending from her, pulling the scraps of energy from whatever she did to your spell.
Oh, that's just great.
I don't think any of you have protection from this. All of you hear in your mind this presence of a voice. Many voices, not just one. I'll take that stone, then. Surrender it and live.
Oh, that was real rude.
What are the group of you doing for this? The rest of you doing for this round?
I don't know about you, but that stone gave us so much trouble. I'm not surrendering it.
Yeah, no way.
You see behind her about 5 more Goliaths have strode forward. These are in full armor, ready to fight.
Quick glance of these 4 piles. Which one seems like the most volatile?
This do you have this marked? Which one this came from?
Yes, it is box 31.
31. Okay, give me a moment. Because y'all refuse to identify stuff, make me have to keep track of where I keep where you got everything.
If I had the identify spell, I would.
Gosh. Is that 31?
Yes.
Alright. So one of them has this sort of piece of looks like a crescent moon thing inside of it.
Mm-hmm.
One of them is sort of blue bubbles continuously running through it as if it's boiling, but there's no heat to it.
Okay.
Two of them have yellow fluid streaked with black swirls. It reminds you of like if you liquefied a bumblebee.
Okay.
That's two of them, and one of them has a liquid so clear and so immutable to the creation of bubbles that if the vial's not in constant motion, it looks like it's entirely empty.
All right.
And I think there's 5 vials in there, not 4.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, that's 5.
I am going to take out the clear liquid one, and I'm going to. How far away is Siegfried from me?
Siegfried and Ten, as per their warning, are near the tree line, trying to stay out of sight. You don't think they've been spotted yet, but they are
Awesome.
not with the group of you.
Okay,
Because
perfect.
they feel that they will contribute very little, if anything, to a fight, and will just drag you down.
I will then consume the crescent moon one.
Okay. Alright, the crescent moon one. For the time being, your strength score becomes 27.
Sweet.
Awesome. I am then going to turn and look at.
That's your bonus action.
I'm going to turn and look at Kanin, and I'm just going to tell them that they're not getting their hands on anything. And I will prepare to attack.
Okay. You have your weapon against odds that you do not feel are favorable, if at all possible, to you. Dunham, what are you doing in this round?
I'll look at Eolus. Oh, I'm damn right, brother. Time to die second time. And he will chuck the potion of growth he kept on.
Okay.
So I don't know what happens. I just
Grow
grow
in size. You are now large, and you deal an extra d4 with your weapons. Helleras, what are you doing in this moment? You see these two sort of squaring up against a group that is going to kill all of you.
Kelly's been making some bad choices, but she's going to go ahead and stow the Hurley and pull out the Spellfire shortbow. And are they within 30 feet of us?
Not quite. They are about
Okay,
60
that's
feet away at this moment. 50 feet away from you at this moment. The group from there. That's coming from the camp. 7 of them. There's dozens more of them that are less than a minute away from you at this point. They're still donning armor. There is 5 Goliaths fully armored 50 feet away from you at the entrance to the temple, along with the spellcaster that just winked out Willem's spell with a flick of her wrist, seemingly without care.
Yeah, she's gonna do that, and then she's gonna try to take a few steps back, so that maybe she can get some good hits in without getting absolutely clobbered.
Okay, so about 15 feet back. So that way you're 65 away from, or 70 away from the closest, we'll say.
Yeah.
Okay. So that is everyone in this round. They close. Give me a moment. I need to grab my weapons. Aeolus, you said you were holding an action, correct? Done in the
Yes.
same thing?
Yeah.
There we go. Okay, well, this is going to be a little bit more theater of mind than usual. I don't have a full battle map for the group of you, deciding to stay against what is impossible odds, potentially. Aeolus, you have 2 strikes. And these first group that have approached you, they were the ones on guard, so they are in armor already.
Okay.
"23 hits. You have 20 hits. 28 points of damage. 2 heavy blows into this first individual that sort of rushes towards you. Does okay. He doesn't seem too particularly perturbed about it. He's going to make his spear attack, shield bash, and a spear attack.
Okay.
14.
Hit.
14 with the shield, and 11 with the second spear. Thank you. You are not knocked prone, but you do take 18 points of damage between piercing and bludgeoning.
Okay.
As this wall of a Goliath just sort of slams into you. Dunnan, you have held action as well. The second one closes on you. Done in 11 is not enough. These are effectively the same as what you've encountered previously. They are wearing splint. This is not a weak company. None of the individuals that you've encountered here are particularly untrained or unequipped. 27 hits though. So 10, 12, 13, 16 points of damage. They will do a shield bash from full speed and make 2 spear attacks. 16 was the best roll. I don't think that hits you.
No.
Okay.
I'm glad it's against me.
Alright. There's 5 of these at this point. Because 2 of them have been sort of harried by Willem's spells. So 1 more on each of you, and then 1 on Willem. 19 shield bash on Dunnan.
Nope, misses.
Okay. 14, 18, and 11 on you, Aeolus.
Okay.
14
So
hits,
14.
correct?
Yep.
Okay. You are still not knocked prone. 9 and 8, so 17 points of additional damage.
Okay.
Willem, one of them gets range on you. They are attacking you in your hole at this point.
Holy heck.
It's 19. That's with disadvantage because you are wreathed in shadows at this moment. You use quicken spell. 19 with disadvantage and an 11 with disadvantage.
My AC is 18, so
Yep.
1 yay.
So
1 nay.
21 points of damage to you, and I need a strength save, please. You are knocked prone as well. So now you're prone in your hole. Just this weight of this very large individual smashing down upon you. The spellcaster, I'd like all of you to make I don't think Willem needs to make the save. I think Hellerast, Dunnan, and Aeolus need to make the save. Dex, please.
+4 if you're within 10 feet.
Yeah, only Hellerast is outside of 10 feet from you. Is she backed up?
Come on.
Oof. That's it. Gee. The group of you see an explosion of fire, very similar to Willem's Shadow Flame Blossom, erupt and sort of condense into these cracks and lines, and that whip through the space in an instant, and it's these whip-like tendrils of condensed fire that you are avoiding unsuccessfully across the board. The three of you take 26 points of fire damage each.
Got to have that fucking feature.
That brings us back to the group of you. You hear Ten and Siegfried screaming for you to run. Aeolus, Dunnan, Hellerast, and Willem, you can all make insight checks. Okay. Hellerast, I'll leave it for you to decide what your character feels in this moment. Aeolus, Willem, and Dunnan, you all recognize you are outmatched at this moment. This is not a fight that you will win. This is a fight you will die in.
Ellie's felt like that for the entire time, so yeah, she agrees. Not feeling brave.
Yeah. There is too many of them, and you are chagrined to think that this would be possible even if you are fresh, taking on a company of these Goliaths. Even if it was at half strength, this is a very deadly moment. What are you doing in this round?
Running?
Sure. You have nobody next to you, so you could take the dash action. No opportunity attacks on you.
Yeah, I will definitely do that.
Okay. Dash action, 60 feet of movement, and you had backed up already. You get within the tree line, past 10, Siegfried.
Okay.
Who follow suit with you.
We're going
Always been
in
brave.
order or just...
Or say, Dunnan? Sorry, you cut in and out on it for me.
Do we go in initiative order, or are you asking
No,
us
I'm
individually, everybody?
We're running this sort of as party versus non-party initiatives at this point. I just have that for
Alright.
tracking as a visual reference for myself, so that way I can keep in mind who's gone so far.
I will look at Aeolus being bleeding half dead already. Well, Aeolus, I think it's time. Do we want to live forever?
I need you to protect them.
That's my line, and I'll. Can I just take him and throw Aeolus in some way?
Sure.
I'll throw in direction of Elivres.
Well, so as my bonus action, I was just going to drink so that my speed increases.
Okay.
And I'm going to, as Cunning goes to reach for me, I'm going to pat him on the back and hand him the clear liquid vial.
Okay. Both of you roll d20. We'll see what happens first.
Oh god. Oh god. It's down there now.
Alright. So you reach into your pouch to grab the vial. Make a sleight of hand check, we'll say.
I'm large now. Do I get like advantage or?
Yeah, you do.
Okay.
Make me an athletics check with Commander. As Aeolus sort of palms this little tiny vial. Wow.
Oh my fucking god.
Aeolus palms this little tiny vial into your hand. As you grab him by the scruff, throw him about 10 feet. He's a little bit denser than you were expecting. For somebody who floats around every now and then, he's got some girth to him. So Aeolus, you get about 10 feet. It does mean that's forced movement, so you're not getting opportunity attacked.
Get the fuck out of here.
Alright. That's your
Is
action.
that-
That's your action done.
That's my action.
Uh,
Bonus action.
Aeolus will shout to him, "Drink that!" And Aeolus is just gonna run.
Okay.
I'll just shrug and chuck with my bonus action, whatever's inside there.
Roll me a d100. You've drank in 2 potions.
Sweet.
Can we get another one? Ah, damn.
Rolling real hard to die.
26. Let me grab my search table. That's 26. Okay. Roll me 4d10, please.
4d10.
Yeah. $25. As you chug this second potion, you feel your size shrink back again with a few hearty burps and a hiccup. And it's the hiccup that does you in. As the final dregs of your increased size leave you, they leave you rather explosively, and you hiccup 4 bolts of lightning that
Nice.
impact 4 of the individuals nearby for 25 lightning damage each.
Nice.
You also vanish. You are now invisible until your attacker casts a spell.
Can I? Alright, then I'm gonna book it.
Okay, sounds good. You've already used your action to throw Aeolus, so you have 25 feet of movement, correct?
25, I have mobile.
Alright, so 35. Nice. So you will get into the tree line next round without needing to dash. You are currently invisible, though. Willem, what are you doing? You have 4 Goliaths within reach of you.
I shout,
I see
run!
the other people are getting away.
you see that you saw Dunnan vanish, and after throwing Aeolus 10 feet. Aeolus, you still have your movement and action. Or no, I'd say you spent your action. You still have your movement available.
I will run my full 45 feet.
45 feet? Oh, because of the potion, the rapidity. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, so Aeolus, you are in the tree line also.
I'm going to nope on that, but I'll take a look and make sure everybody else is noping.
You don't see any of the only companion of the group of you that you still see. You see Aeolus disappearing into the tree line, and then the only individual. No, you see nobody. You actually, the one person that you would see would be Dunnan, who is invisible. So
Yeah.
You see everyone has noped.
Well, I guess I'm going to get out of here too, and then I'll just move plus action dash and move some more.
Yeah, 30, 30, 30 with a Misty Step. So Misty
Actually,
Step, no opportunity attacks on you, and you are into the tree line as well. As the group of you are running, this is going to now be a skill challenge.
I'm good at those.
Yeah. So as you are sprinting through, you see that Ten and Siegfried have sort of scouted out a little bit of a path, as you're not totally strung out, but you're not all directly together at this moment. I believe the quickest one of you is Aeolus, 45 feet, correct?
I think so.
Okay. You hear the sounds of pursuers behind the group of you at this point. You know you are being chased after presenting this bundle, which you claimed was a stone. You did make an ingress into their, or disturb them in some way. You don't know if this is fulfilled your bargain, but you know you're being followed at this point. As you are trying to lose the group that is pursuing you, how are you going to try to do so? You need 4 successes before 2 failures. We're no longer doing like an initiative thing. Any of you can chime in on how you are going to try to ensure that they lose your trail as you are sprinting breakneck through this jungle.
So, if I get the sense that any of them are closing in, I will just try to blood curse of finding that individual.
Okay. Make me a stealth check as the first check for the group. This is less for you sort of knowing where they are. It's more of them not noticing you and beelining to you, and as giving you that opening.
Stealth's not my thing.
I mean, you're effectively ambushing them, like leading them into a trap. You hear voices and shouting, and about 3 of them. Some of them have turned their pursuit from where you are and are coming into the jungle at an angle at this point, which might cut off some of your paths. You throw out the blood curse. You think you get one of them, but you're spotted too easily, and they start beelining towards you. That's a failure.
Oh. Am I still invisible?
You are still invisible, yes. Until you attack or cast a spell, or 1 hour.
And then we'll run a little bit off from the group and just shout, "If you want the stone, you have to catch the dwarf. Come get me."
Okay.
Try to get their attention.
Make me...
I'm here.
Yeah, it doesn't break your invisibility either.
Yeah, that's...
Make me... any charisma-based skill of your choice. Performance, not persuasion. Performance, deception, or intimidation. Your choice.
Intimidation. That's the highest bonus.
Come on.
13. Okay. You hear shouts. You hear some movement leading off towards your side, Dunnan. Invisibly, you try to regroup with the rest of the party at that point. The rest of you are continuing to sprint. All right. That is one success. You're 1-on-1. And 3 more successes.
Okay. Helly is going to use one of her earrings of shattering and just try to get them to go towards Dunnan's voice. Not necessarily perfectly blocking us, but just enough for them to be like, oh shit, okay, and then veer off towards Dunnan. Just kind of trying to get him a little bit away.
Okay. Make me a perception check. This is about sort of scaling it to the correct spot.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Helly's nerves are completely shot, and she's just flailing.
You're also trying to do something very similar to what Dunnan just did, which makes the DC difficult. Trying to do the repeated actions over and over. I'm gonna hide again. The earring of shattering goes off. Not quite where you expected. You weren't able to draw a great line to where Dunnan was. I need dexterity saving throws from all of you, please. Okay.
Well, at least she only.
I impose the shield between me and whatever's coming, so I take no damage if I succeed.
Okay, sounds good. Hillerast, you take 25 points of fire damage. The rest of you take 12. Dunnan, you take nothing.
Unconscious.
Shit, Helly has.
Yep.
Helly has 3 hit points left.
This cacophonous sound of shatter has betrayed your presence, and a wall of fire splits the side of the jungle next to the group of you. Just barely missed where you are, but that intense heat all of a sudden as it erupts about 20 feet in height, scorching trees along this path, this hard line just going directly away from the origin of whom you presume to be the caster. This blackish purple and blue flame undulating through colors and burning through the space. You being next to it will cause you continuous damage over time. The group of you see Aeolus stumble and fall, barely conscious.
Oh boy, that's not looking good.
Right.
Am I visible now?
You've not cast a spell, no. Yeah, there's no concentration.
And I've not taken no damage.
No.
Okay.
You have a healing
what I
potion?
was going to do is, if there's any mud, I was hoping to use shape water to freeze it, make it slippery in front of a group, and use Misty Step to get away, laughing.
Okay. Sounds good. We'll come to that in a moment. Aeolus is down at the moment.
Yeah.
You've had 2 failures, so now you've been harried significantly.
Is he next to me, or is he close to me?
Yeah, you're all nearby. Yeah.
Can I grab him?
Certainly. Do you have a healing potion for him, or are you just gonna carry him?
To look in my
I think you have no
inventory.
lay on hands left because you spent all of it
No,
instead of.
I have none. Oh.
I was gonna say I was gonna head over there, and I do have a healing potion, but I don't know if that's too many actions
You
to
know-
pack in one go.
I'm gonna rummage through Aeolus. He has that box that I gave him, right?
Yeah, that's what the 2 vials that he's used so far are. You know that none of them are
Yeah.
healing potions. One of
And
them was the
there were-
invisibility, and one of them was the Cloud Giant Strength.
And the other one, there were 2 left, right?
There's 3 left. There's a
Where-
bubbly one, bubbly blue one, and there's 2 of them that look like liquefied bee soup. They're mostly yellow with like streaks and stripes of black sort of run through them.
I'll give him the yellow soup one.
Okay.
And pray for a healing potion.
You know that it is not a healing potion.
Oh, I know it's not. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh
Let's
god.
go. Screw it. Screw it. So, I have a potion of healing on me. I have 1 left.
Rummage through him.
No.
Do I?
Roll investigation check for me.
Oh god. Guys have been screwing me over.
6.
Yeah. Screwing me over.
It takes
You need
you
that yellow
a few
potion.
seconds of precious sprinting time to find and administer this potion to him. Is it a basic Aeolus or a regular? Or a greater?
It is a basic.
Great. Alright, basic. Dunnan, due to your frantic nature of trying to get him up and knowing that there is pursuers behind you, Aeolus, you're going to receive half of the healing of this. It's about half of it is spilled down your chin.
Sure.
Come on, Aeolus. The wrong time for a nap. We have to run.
Aeolus, you get 2 hit points. Roll the tear.
Okay. Cool.
Ellie's
Um,
gonna grab one of her own potions and suck it down.
Sounds good. Alright, and so the next skill that we're attempting, Willem. So you said you wanted to try to freeze some of the ground.
Yeah, some slapstick comedy attacks.
Alright, make me a nature or survival check, your choice. This is about determining an ideal position to place this trap. You know you're being pursued. You know they're going to follow the easiest paths. Okay. Nice. 21. That is another success. That's 2 successes. Your failure count's now been reset. As you are sprinting, you find this large patch sort of in the middle of the way. I think it might actually be quicksand for a moment. It's just the right amount of wet and mucky to freeze it over, and it is now this slick rink about takes you around, we'll say, and you need Misty Step to sort of catch back up, but you freeze it over, and you make this rink about 10 feet in diameter of ice. That if it's broken, there's a different trap underneath it. If they're a little bit too heavy for the ice. Mark off the spell slot for Misty Step also.
How far are they away, our pursuers?
You gather they're probably within spear throwing range were it not for the jungle. It's 30, I would call it about 60 feet, 60 to 80 feet.
Okay.
They were next to you when you sprinted away, so you did not have a good lead on them because you chose to stand out in the clearing for so long.
Okay. I'll tell the others to keep on running. I'll catch up to you. And I'll wait for the Goliaths to come within range of 30 feet to me. And I will just use my General Divinity and hope for the best and use my Conquering Presence and try to make them move.
Okay. All right.
Sucks.
Terrifying presence. I would say that this will break your invisibility. You are forcing another creature to make a saving throw.
That's totally okay for me.
Yeah. Okay, man. So, what is your spell save DC?
I think it's 15. Yeah, 15.
15?
Mm.
Okay. 3 of them, as you sort of set up on the far side of this rink that Willem has made, 3 of the people chasing have sort of gotten close to it. And as they step onto it, you time that with this creation of yourself in the space. So as far as they know, you weren't there, and then you're there. And they fail to save. 13, 10, a natural 1. And they go.
That's what I saw.
They try to sort of dig their heels into the ground to stop suddenly, but they're on ice, so they go tumbling and sliding into trees and undergrowth at that moment. 3 of them are knocked prone. 1 of them is able to sort of make headway through. They do slip on the ice, and their movement spent for the round, but they pick themselves back up, and they are about to continue charging you.
And then I would say, that's what I thought, being full of myself, and then just book it again.
So 3 of them have to actually continue to repeat the save. So 3 of them are pretty harried. Roll me a d20 on an 8 or better. It's gonna count as a success.
Me?
Yeah, you.
Me? Okay.
Yeah, 8 or better.
8? Yeah. Sweet.
10. And that is just a success.
Ooh.
That is 3. The 3 that have been successfully frightened are waylaying their companions enough that it is giving the group of you time to make progress. I need a Constitution save from everybody. You've now been
Okay,
sprinting
plus
for about
4.
10 minutes. No one gets a D4. You're too far
Yeah,
away from
okay.
them. None of you get exhausted, though. Would have been disadvantaged on ability checks. This is a hard egress. 15 minutes, about 15 minutes have gone by as you've stopped and made these different calls and decisions to try to harry their progress. You need 1 more success, but 1 more before 1 more failure, I believe.
Didn't we get this?
Oh, they got 1.
Failures? Yeah.
Yeah, so 1 more success before 2 failures. 2 failures would mean something else, someone else catches up to you.
Can I get close to the others and
You're
while
slightly
we're
faster than everyone else,
Yeah.
Except Aeolus. So you do catch
would-
up with them. But
okay, I would run next to Aeolus and Hellerest and would activate the Basher's bonus action where we heal 1d4 hit points every round. So
alright, sounds
they
good.
get a little healing, yeah.
Alright, you have to dodge in between trees. Go ahead and roll
That's
roll the
it.
10d4.
Okay, it's a 10-foot radius, I think.
Yeah. Go ahead and roll the 10d4. I'll say Dunnan, you get all of it. Hellerast and Aeolus, you get 3/4 of it. Just for having to sort of dash in between trees. Like every now and then you might not snag all of it. So 19. Oh, that's too many d4. Oh no, that is the right amount of d4. 19, 20. So Hellerest and Aeolus, you get 15. Dunnan, you get all 20. Alright. But that's not harrying the pursuers. Hellerast, Aeolus, or Willem, how would you like to attempt to harry the pursuers at this point? You've tried distracting them, you've set traps.
Back to Mold Earth for more traps, trips, and pits.
Okay, you know that they're going to be slightly more aware of these at this point, but go for it. So you're trying to make like a trench.
Let me think how to do this. Honestly, if I would just try to pick a nice dark area and just make it look, just take the dirt out from it. Yeah, so basically a trench.
Alright, so make me a survival or nature check. DC's higher. Okay. You pick a spot that's in relative shadow. A lot of the jungle here is pretty dark, and you're comfortable with that. The moon isn't quite lending a lot of light to the forest floor. There's patches here and there, but you find a sort of a gully space that you think like this might reasonably be a good spot to sort of conceal this trench across.
I can add something to that
No, go ahead.
before you get my final answer. Can I also use Quicken Spell and Toss Darkness in the area?
Sure. Sounds good. Yeah. Okay. So you make the trench and then you're gonna darkness.
Into the next turn.
Alright, so you find this sort of gully that a few quick casts of mold earth, you make this trench about 15 feet wide across the path at the bottom of this sort of gully, hoping that like they'll sort of tumble into it and then throw the darkness in the area around to obfuscate its position. And then you continue on. You speak giant?
Uncertain. Wait 1 sec. I'm just going to toss them out as a kind of long list.
You're not?
No, I do not.
No. I'll say Siegfried informs you. Siegfried hears them call out. You hear them saying that there's this patch of blackness. Their torches aren't shining through it. They're going around. they're not going into it.
Okay.
So that is a failure. So you need one more before 1 at this point. It was a good attempt. Check just wasn't high enough. They've grown wise to the fact that the group of you have the wherewithal to set traps now. Who wants to try the last one?
I need to remember to use that at some point.
Yeah, right.
If you have something, Hellarest, go ahead. If not, I have something lined up.
Helly's done. She's just shaking and shot and can't see, and it's just.
You have dark vision.
What was that?
You have dark vision.
In one eye.
Yeah. Sure.
She's still trying to get used to just like not having that other freaking eye. And it's just as tough as Helly is, this is just all too much for her.
Okay. What are you doing, Aeolus?
Aeolus is going to grab his pouch that has most of the monster viscera and like the wogwort poppers, and using his strength, if he still has the elixir in him, he's just gonna hurl it as hard as he can in the opposite direction.
Are you trying to like break this on a tree? Or are you just trying to make noise?
I am trying.
You is making a lot of noise moving through here. It's not like you're hiding from a predator that's stalking you.
Oh no!
A source of noise would draw their attention. The group of you are making noise.
You know what? Scratch that. Are we able to see anyone within range of us? Like, can we see them?
You get a glimpse.
The trees?
You get a glimpse every now and then. Maybe every few seconds, you sort of see one of them in between trees, ranging maybe 60 to 70 feet away.
Okay.
But that's usually only on like particularly straight parts of the trail. Like this is dense undergrowth that the group you are fighting through.
I'm gonna take the horror helm and I'm gonna just fucking throw it right at them. Yeah, that massive that massive helm from the one suit of armor that we fought that Aeolus has had on him.
Okay.
With the elixir of giant strength,
Sure.
Aeolus is able to handle this pretty easily.
Yeah. Okay. Make me a D20 roll, adding your strength modifier. Not proficiency. You're not proficient at throwing helmets. 14. Okay. Sort of line it up and try to chuck it. There's a solid twang as it hits the side of a tree, bounces into another, and then sort of lands in the center of the path, about 30, 40 feet away from you, or behind you, as you turn and through it. And then you can do anything.
I hope you fuck up your toe. That's
You throw it. It doesn't seem like it contributed in either way. You're continuing to run. Done in anything?
Really, all of it, yes.
You could ask Siegfried or Ten to do something, but I think they are burnt on spells at this point also.
Helly has an idea,
Okay.
and she's going to cast Conjure Animals.
You still have a 3rd level spell slot? Oh my gosh.
I think I have one left. That's it.
Okay.
I didn't use my life transference on Dunnan, so I still have that one left. So I'm gonna do Conjure Animals.
Okay.
2
How
third levels
many
and
animals would you like to conjure?
I think 4 beasts.
Okay. Throw conjure animals into chat, please. Alright. So conjure animals, 4 of 1/2 or lower. I think this is 1/2. Alright, as you intone the spell, thinking, this is not your native biome. You're used to growing up in more coniferous and deciduous forests. In the time in and around Elderthorn. So as such, you pull things that are scary in those woods to you, and especially a small child. As you feel Corin helping you sort of sift through possibilities, this cacophonous roar sort of fills the space on either side of the trail as 4 reasonably sized lumbering black bears sort of sidle through the space. They are angry and big and properly harry someone. Roll me a d20. You're looking for a 5 or better for a success. That's a good way to distract pursuers.
oh,
Finally.
Oh my gosh. Willem, did you cast comprehend languages on yourself?
Yeah, I
Okay.
will.
Sounds good.
I'd accidentally hit it earlier, but I might as well. I haven't, used any
good.
first level spells.
Yeah. Okay. So, Willem, you hear the cursing and swearing of a pack of maybe about 6 of these pursuers as they run headlong into this group of bears and then you hear the sounds of fighting going on. And you swear you hear one of them say, "They turned into bears, get them!"
That doesn't sound like a very good job.
They are speaking giant, but you understand. As the group of you continue away, I need a con save from everybody.
there we go.
Neoless exhaustion. Then you're fine. Ellie's fine.
I was born for that.
Willem exhaustion. Wasn't in the fight before. Still exhausted.
I think we have to keep up your training in the morning.
About 5 minutes pass. You no longer can hear the sounds of pursuers. You keep going headlong, not wanting to take a break quite yet. 15 minutes pass. Who is in the lead at this point? Probably Aeolus. You're the fastest, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Make me a perception check, Aeolus, with disadvantage. Right. Pretty good. You pull up short just in time. With a 10. You almost go sprinting down a pretty steep hill, and would have gone tumbling and cracking your head into various trees and roots and rocks and whatnot. And you carefully, leading the group, pick your way down into this slightly lower elevation and continue onwards. You slow your pace. 20 minutes have passed. 30 minutes have passed. Siegfried and Ten switch to taking the rear by about 30 feet and attempt to obfuscate your trail as you go. Being high perception characters, they look for any signs. A few hours pass in this manner. You feel that you've successfully escaped from the Goliaths. You've traveled for... You have no idea how long, but Siegfried probably has some idea. But let's take our mid-session break there.
All right.
Oh. Ridiculous. getting back into it. The group of you take some time to reorient yourself. Your trails have been covered. You find some space to potentially try to rest.
That is the plan, yes.
What is the plan?
Finding some place to rest.
Okay.
Anywhere.
Okay. Make a survival check with advantage.
Escape!
It takes you about 40 minutes to find a good spot. It's a little bit wet. Looks like this part of the jungle had rain recently. The sun has already entered the sky, and the day is starting to begin as the group of you are bedding down. Setting a watch.
Go first.
Okay. Perception check, please. With the no, you don't have exhaustion. You get straight roll.
Nope.
Few hours pass uneventfully. Who's second watch?
Kelly will take it.
Okay. However, make a perception check with disadvantage.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, 5. Spend your watch more focused on you have a small cooking knife that you use for anytime Willa makes food for the group of you. And you just get involved, sort of tossing it at a nearby tree trunk, realizing your depth perception is gone. And the watch passes. About half hour in, your ears pick up on something, and you tense for a moment, reaching for your weapon, and a small little rodent-like creature, about the size of a chicken, sort of wanders out. It's got a big bulbous backside, with a tiny little tuft of a tail, and it just sort of wanders. It does this sort of hop run, somewhere between a rabbit and like a raccoon, that's sort of wandering along, and it's just sort of sniffing the ground with his snubby snout as it goes. Finds something, chews at the plant for a moment, continues onwards, vanishes back into the undergrowth. Other than that, your watch passes quietly.
That was entertaining.
Who's on third watch?
I'll take it.
Okay. Perception check with disadvantage. Oh, there goes a natural 20. 14. The sun is high in the sky by the time your watch comes around. It is humid, and the sounds of insects are ever present. As you're sitting, you eventually pace back and forth, reflect on the events, reflect on this stone the group of you now carry, and where this company of Goliaths came from. You heard two names which you believe are places somewhere, you know not where, during your excursions into the temple of the Matron of Ravens. Karad and Echad. Your mind turns to these and wondering if they have hinges of their own due to the desire to search out this stone. You're not sure. Wherever these Goliaths came from doesn't seem like a very pleasant place. Yep, go ahead.
Can I make sure that we still have the stone?
You can, and you do.
Okay.
You confirm there was no magical trickery. Then you realize a good distraction would have been a boulder about that size, maybe thrown in the middle of the trip, like wrapped up in fabric or something like that.
Yeah.
All right. Who is taking the final watch?
I suppose that leaves Willem. So me.
Do I have to go back to sleep to complete the long rest?
Hello.
Ah.
Sorry about that.
No worries.
Partner just got home. Needed to say what was going on with kids. My apologies. Okay. Who's taking third watch? Oh, sorry, final watch. Hellrest?
Willem.
Oh, Willem. My apologies. Yeah, Hellrest already did one. All right.
Yes.
And do I have to go to sleep to complete the long rest?
You need 6 hours of sleep, yes.
Okay.
Willem, make me a perception check, please. I believe you are also exhausted, so disadvantage. Oh, wow. Jeez. Y'all had 2 natural 20s that you lost because of disadvantage here.
Hey, but you know,
Yeah.
that 20's still not bad.
20's still great, yeah.
I've been stacking up on those skills.
It's the last watch. It's about mid-afternoon, or early to mid-afternoon, as you get up, early afternoon when you get up, and start working on what you hope will be a very large brunch style meal. 2 hours of preparation, and you're not disturbed during that time. You actually even find a few, what you suspect are some variety of spring garlic that are growing in a patch. It looks like a few of them have some animal that nibbled on some of the grasses of them, but they seem reasonable enough. You cut off that bit of it, and it's fine. And you work on putting together a delightful meal with the accoutrement you have. However, you do complete a long rest.
Thank God.
Roughly how long did that elixir last?
The elixir lasted an hour.
Okay.
During this time, there are 3 potions that you have that are unidentified. One of you can roll an Arcana check. 2 of them are identical. One of them, so I need 2 Arcana checks.
Can
two
I-
different people?
While they do that, can I try to figure out what my armor does? But because I've still
You
no
can
idea.
make an Arcana check as well.
Wait.
Okay.
Yeah, no, it.
Hellerast, you are not at disadvantage. So Hellerast identifies one of the potions. Aeolus identifies another one. Okay. The blue potion, Hellerast, you identify is a potion of heroism. For 1 hour after drinking it, you get 10 temporary hit points that last for that duration. And you are under the effects of the Bless spell for 1 hour. No concentration required.
Nice.
So that is a potion of heroism. The yellow and black potions, of which you have 2 of them, are potions of speed. They are the effects of a haste spell for 1 minute. No concentration required.
I'll take one of that.
And Dunnan, you have your armor. You rolled a natural 1. You're
2.
positive. You're positive. Oh, so you rolled a 2. You're positive that it's cursed and you're doomed forever.
Nice.
Nah, it's fine. Yeah, you're not quite sure what it is yet.
I think.
Make me a history check.
Can I help him with some guidance?
Sure. Guidance. D4.
Hey. Sets off the -1.
12. Jeez. You're not sure exactly what it does, but you are pretty sure that you recall during the fight previously that one of the Goliaths tried to shove you, and you were not shoved. So it has something to do with helping you to stand your ground, but you're not quite sure beyond that.
All right.
All right. So
I'll figure it out at some point.
who wants the potion of heroism?
That should go to someone who attacks a lot. 10 times in. Or gets hit a lot with, like, spells.
Done.
What?
As much of a hero as you are, you get the potion of heroism.
Because I'm a drunk? Great. How sensitive of you. Really rest.
No,
All right.
because you're already putting yourself out there, and you need the protection that you can get.
I think Aeolus is more suited for it because he cuts himself very often, so
Also fair.
he needs
got-
liquid more than me.
You have a point there.
I took the other one, the speedy potion.
Yeah, and there's one more of those left.
What about 10? I mean, if she can fly faster with that, isn't that great?
She
To
will
have?
acquiesce and take it. Sure. I will add it to her sheet.
So, and I hand the potion of heroism to Aeolus. To offset your cutting habits a little bit.
Yeah, no, it won't.
And here we thought that Willem was the edgelord.
Willem tries.
It's not a mutually exclusive title.
True. So, are we heading back to those furbolgs? And we have the stone now.
Think so.
Well, before we move, are we all here? Did we lose anything overnight? Is
think-
our deal with the sisters completed?
As far as we can tell, yes.
None of you are missing eyeballs.
Yeah.
Or additional eyeballs.
Nobody else is missing an eyeball.
I wish I were missing an eyeball.
I'll trade you.
Okay.
Heller asked, I'm not too sure, so I don't want to make promises, but I think we can remedy that.
Well, if we get back to civilization and it's possible, I'll take it. But that's not a huge concern right now.
Really?
I'll do it. I'll live. Let's just get the heck out of here.
Well,
At
we
least
have
I'm
to
pretty
figure out
sure
where we are first.
And we have a target on our backs now. I'm pretty sure those Goliaths. Oh, they're not gonna rest until they get the stone.
No, not that tall bitch. She's going to be relentless, I think.
You mean you?
Yeah, she
Yeah, no, the other tall bitch. The one in the dress. I don't wear
mean-
dresses.
The witch? The witch bitch?
The witch.
she kind of fucked with your magic there, didn't she, Willem?
Yeah. I'm real jealous. Did you see the shadows when she did it?
You're right back.
She also had shadows?
Yeah.
Alright, I'm back.
The potion of strength.
Yeah.
That's something Aeolus is used to.
Willem
Physical.
looks a little dreamy. It says, a potion of Dunny?
Potion of Dunny.
Potion of Dunny? Oh boy, you don't want that. Trust me. Fresh from the Dunny tree.
Yeah, no, all right.
No one's drinking the
Oh,
potion
sorry, I
now.
gave you the wrong ideas.
We're gonna start walking. Where are we in this forest?
I think death has become, I don't know, has messed with my head a little bit. Right, where are we?
I don't remember where we are. I remember we passed that one tree and then we took a left.
I will just look at the trees all around us.
They look like trees.
Siegfried, do you have any inclination of where we are? You or 10?
Siegfried directs you to which direction is north. But beyond that, he doesn't know.
So we went north to get to this place, correct?
Yeah. And he did.
we
Siegfried
need to head
did make sure that the group of you ran south.
Oh, okay.
At the very least, southish. But you're not sure if I'm past that.
Alright, I guess I will try to, with the assistance of Ten and Siegfried, try to start leading us back in the direction we need, but not a direct path, just in case we run into some angry Goliaths.
Noted. Okay. You set off roughly south-ish, knowing that you probably have at least a day's travel before you get anywhere interesting. Hopefully. I would like a list. Roll me a d20, please.
Let's go.
It's me.
Mario.
Yes. There we go.
I was gonna say, did I just get booted? Man, that was harsh.
No, I was toggling the group of you, those of you in between Whisper, so I could reset the watch together. Because I had to refresh my Discord. Airless, it's 12. The journey is wet, and sticky, and buggy. I'd like all of you to roll me a Constitution save over the course of the day.
And a Constitution save.
This is against disease. So I think you have advantage.
Oh, man,
I mean, you.
Never mind, you got a 26. Doesn't matter.
I don't know why I had it on disadvantage still, but yeah.
Right,
Each one, you all sound like you're talking through a hall for me.
really?
It's really weird. Yeah. I'll
Strange.
put back in a second.
Okay. Aeolus. Early in the day, you get a few bug bites, and you think nothing of them. Later in the day, you think a little bit more of them, as you are feeling quite lethargic. And upon examination, 10 informs you that your tongue is blue.
Awesome.
You have
Much better.
a fever of some variety. Let me check 10's spell list to see if she has something prepared for this.
10, I take one of my empty vials and
Make an Aeolus
Extract.
potion.
yep, yeah. I would like to know and to extract the blood and the sight from the numerous bug bites to see if this can be used.
Make a nature check. 10 does not have a spell for this.
Fine.
Oh my gosh.
Is this a disease or
It's
poison?
a disease of some variety.
Okay.
She sort of says, I can help you better more tomorrow.
I can try.
Sure. What are you doing?
Can I? You can cure multiple diseases and neutralize poison.
Sure. Knock
So
off 5
I'll
points.
expend 5 points. Dear, let me help you with that. Yeah,
Alright.
my weak, frail friend.
5 points spent. Aeolus's tongue returns to its natural purple and fuzzy texture.
How does that feel? Huh?
I don't think my tongue's supposed to be fuzzy.
You are cured, Aeolus. Whatever fever you had that was developing has been mitigated. Benefits.
Doc Dannen has your back.
Was I able to extract some of my own blood?
Yes.
Oh god.
You've no idea if it's useful for anything, but you have a small vial of your own blood.
Awesome.
Okay. Other than that, the day is relatively uneventful. You complete another long rest after finding appropriate camp. I would like Donna and roll me a d20, please, for your next day of travel. 5. Okay. Give me a moment.
We're about to get
boy.
fucked up, everyone.
Yeah. It's time for a dragon.
Oh no, it's those black bears.
Donna, roll me
There you
a
go, babe.
d6, please.
It's always nice if a second roll has
Yeah.
been ordered.
Yeah. You could possibly be
Yeah, just don't
wrong.
roll what? Oh.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Give me a moment, please.
Yes. I love it. Please. A third roll.
Okay, we'll use this map. Yeah, you're in.
Oh
Okay.
boy.
Yes. So how many beholders are there?
Yes.
Yes.
We'll go with this.
Okay.
Here we go.
I have a wonderful backup character plan. He's a panda folk.
Wonderful. Gosh, y'all are ridiculous.
I think he sounds cute.
Yes, you think he sounds cute until his long rest needs to be 12 hours.
It's done in Hellrest. Okay, I'm gonna move the group of you to a map.
A real map?
He only eats eucalyptus, right?
Yeah.
Sweet. That's available everywhere, right?
Alright.
Mm-hmm.
I should be on a map now, correct? Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
Alright, double check your hit points.
Alright.
You are at full hit points, but I pull out tokens, and roll 20 is buggy about random tokens being pulled out.
No. Willem only has 26 hit points from me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you.
Dunnan, you rolled a 1 on that d6, correct?
A very proud one.
Proud 1. Yeah, that's a way to say it. Where is that? There it is. Okay. Please arrange yourselves in marching order.
Well, if we were heading south.
We'll say south is to
believe-
the left of the map.
Okay.
Okay. I would be behind the others.
Yeah.
There. On the right layer. I am. Okay. I don't think that's the right size. That thing's bugging out. No, that's correct. Cool. Okay. So you would be behind Aeolus. Cool. String yourselves out. Helaras, where are you going to be?
At the end.
At the end behind Willem? I'll push it like that. Okay. It's an overcast kind of day. As you're sort of pushing through, Siegfried hasn't been paying attention terribly well. And he tries to redirect you to a more southern path partway through the day. It feels like you've made sort of a wide berth, or a wide arc of something, or some space. And you get into this reasonably dense section of jungle. And I think Aeolus in the lead would recognize the sound first. There's something shifting through the undergrowth.
This is when the ninjas attack.
What do you do, Aeolus?
I'm gonna hold everyone up. I'll hold my hand up and just try to listen to figure out where the source is coming from, how large this creature is,
Okay.
if it is a creature.
Make a perception check for me.
Can we prepare while he does that?
Heft your weapons and activate your shield. Sure.
Or cast a spell?
What spell would you like to cast?
Arm of Aegis. No, I would like to use Divine Sense to see
Divine
if
Sense?
there are any undead. Yeah.
Sure. Okay. You feel quite sure that there is not celestial fiend or undead in the immediate vicinity.
I'll tell them.
Kelly will pull in.
Pull out Corin. All right, sounds good.
Mm-hmm.
Willem, do you do any preparation as Aeolus tells the group you to hold up?
There's also armor of Agathis and equip her spellfire shortbow.
Well, we'll just munch on some walking bacon.
Okay, sounds good. It is delicious.
I'll
Aeolus,
pass a piece quick over to two people, by the way.
Pardon?
He'd probably pass over some walking bacon over to his neighbors. Walking bacon? As in
Right time.
Yeah.
The chef feet.
You know.
Snacks.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can I play my battle music? Thank you. Aeolus, take a few steps forward and sort of gauge around, stepping over vines and fallen tree trunks. And as you take one of the steps, there's a shifting and a slithering underneath your legs. You quickly sort of step back towards Dunnan. And a vice-like head snaps past you. Start out strong.
Let's go.
Natural 20.
Let's go.
Because you didn't roll high enough on perception. It was hidden from you. 16 points of piercing damage as this mouth sort of closes around you for a moment. The head looks like a creature that knows how to burrow or swim of some variety. It's very angular and streamlined. A few tendrils sort of are swept back from the face. As opposed to spines going up, it's like if it had hair that it slicked back, it would look like that. As this thing recoils, gazing at the intruders in this space, you see it sort of shift from this camouflage position in the grove of trees nearby to you. As another head shows up, and another. This three-headed creature just sort of shifts and shimmers into the visible spectrum. It was so motionless you did not even catch its presence until you had almost stepped on top of it. I'm going to have the group of you roll into initiative.
It rolled a 0.
Woo!
Why is it top to bottom? No. No, creature roll a 17. Alright. I didn't have my token selected when I clicked. Goes here. Helaras, what did you roll on? 8?
Mm-hmm.
There we go. I don't know why you ran there twice. Alright. Aeolus, do you have alert?
Yes, I do.
You're not surprised. What would you like to do?
All right. I'm within
Actually,
5 meters.
I would say Aeolus had the wherewithal to alert everyone, so none of you have the surprise condition. It was hidden. It got the benefit of that, but it is your turn.
All right. Bonus action. Blood Curse of the Binding. Amplifying it.
Okay, strength save.
Yep.
That is a 16.
It passes.
Okay. You see it just sort of shake off this effect as other heads seemingly wake up from their resting state, and are sort of bleary-eyed blinking at you.
Okay. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. And I am going to attempt to strike at it twice.
Certainly.
Ellie's gonna shout, "Don't cut off its head."
Helaras, you also get pull Corin out. Don't forget. You said that you were actively
Oh, yeah.
Corin.
Sorry.
Yeah. Within 15 feet of you. Okay. First attack is advantage 22. Does hit. Find a little bit of purchase, working your way into its scales that are sort of covered in this moss and lichen to help obfuscate its presence. 8, no good.
All right. And I will just move further to the opposite side of it and will scream for Conan to square up. And that's my turn.
Okay. That brings us to the creature. It sort of looks at where you are. Two of the heads are going to make quick bites towards you.
Armor class of 14.
Okay. That is a 23 and an 18 to hit you.
Let's go.
9 points and 7 points. So 16 points total.
Okay.
The third head. That's where you conjure Corin.
Yes.
Okay, cool. The third head is going to rotate and look at the rest of the intruders into its space. See 2 sets of 2. Rear back and spit acid at Dunnan and Corwin. Roll lower for the 2 sets. I need dex saves for Dunnan and Corwin, please. Oh no. Dunnan. That is.
I'll
a
impose my
success.
shield again.
Okay. That means on a success you take nothing, correct?
All right.
Okay. That's good. One sec, I have to roll this. Ooh, good damage. Dunnan, you avoid all of the acid damage. Corin takes 47 points of acid damage.
Bye bye,
Boy, she's
Corin.
Bye.
Jesus!
You hear this sizzling as the top layer of your shield. You're worried about it slightly starting to delaminate. As that then brings us around to you, Dunnan.
That's some nasty juice you're spitting.
Yeah,
And I'll rush up.
good save.
Yeah. Bonus action, spiritual weapon.
Okay, spiritual weapon. 17
Seven.
just hits as you conjure the mug and sort of just crack into the head that just spat acid at you. It's finally starting to drip off of your shield. It's remarkably your shield's perfectly clean now.
Thanks for the clean.
But yeah, that is 10 points of force damage. Solid.
Yeah. I'm still not going easy on you. So I'm rolling with advantage, right? Because we are flanking.
Yeah.
Thank
20
God.
Next, 15, 20 points of damage.
Switch on advantage. Nope.
11. No.
Ring wide.
As you swing, the Hydra-like creature will use a reaction, and one of the heads will sort of nip in at your exposed arm as you miss that swing. That is a 12 to hit you. No good.
No.
All right. That'll bring us to Hellerest, I believe. Correct?
Yes.
Go for it.
Okay. Helly's gonna pull the she's gonna move up to here.
Okay.
Pull out the spellfire short bow but hit for more of their throats than their heads.
Okay.
So she's aiming a little lower.
Okay.
Great.
First level spell slot.
Yes.
2, 6, 7, 8. 8 points force damage as they impact. Okay.
And
Anything
then
else?
Corin's gonna strike.
Well, you need to reconjure Corin.
Oh, that's right. Okay, then I'm just gonna reconjure Corin.
All right, so 15 within 15 feet. You can conjure her close.
Yeah,
like right there.
Yeah.
But she can't attack until next turn.
Right.
All right,
Got
that
it.
brings
That's
us to Willem.
Don't worry, I'll get this one. Then Willem will quick cast this here cantrip. Pew!
Ooh, nice. 24 hits. So you are level 7, so it takes 7 points of damage. It is immune to acid. No other immunities or vulnerabilities or resistances.
And then we'll go and yell, Edgelord Laser! And then shoot. Which I guess technically is 3 shots at it, right?
Yep. So 19 hits and 25 hits. So 4d6 points of fire damage. Nice. Got a double 6 in there. So 20 points total.
And would then disappear for that little bit because of the Oh,
Right.
actually, I would have cast the spell and would have quickly reappeared, but
Yeah, true. Yeah, because you found out your resistances first. That's
it.
okay then. All right. That'll then bring us to Aeolus, the creature on deck.
I'm going to activate a Crimson Ray
Sure.
and going to take 2 swipes.
Which right are you activating? Lightning.
The lightning.
Okay, sounds good. Uh, First attack is an 11 that misses. 24 does hit for 13 points. Your first strike that misses, when you make that lunge, it will spend its second reaction of the round, and one of the heads will make a bite towards you.
Let's go.
16 hit you.
Hit.
9 points of piercing.
Whoa.
As it finds a nice solid purchase on your thigh.
Ah!
Anything else?
That's my turn.
Okay. Its turn. Ooh, lovely. Okay. Dunnan, as you sort of battered and harried it, you see part of it sort of just shift and recoil for a moment. As one of the heads that you have that had harried you, it sort of sloughs off. It cuts this appendage off of itself, and 2 heads erupt in the position where they just were. Wonderful.
Shouldn't he be getting more less heads, not more?
That's what I said. Cut off
you
the
did it
head.
wrong.
Helleras, you lined up in a line. That's wonderful.
Oh, God.
Aeolus, there is 2 heads that are attacking you.
Let's go.
13 and 19.
19 hits.
19, all right, 11 points of piercing damage. Got a decent roll there. One head is going after Dunnan with a bite. 15, I do not believe hits, though.
No, sir.
Okay. And the last head will use its recharged breath weapon and launch another line of acid. How far away are you, Willem?
Like heckin' far.
60 feet away. I need dex saves from Dunnan, Hellerast, and Willem.
Yeah, shit. Okay.
36 saves.
There we go. Oh my. Okay. Hellerast, you are outside of Dunnan's aura, so you do not get the +4 benefit. You do have Armor of Agathis going at the moment, I believe, correct?
Correct.
Okay, that's vanishing. In case you didn't know. Dunnan, you pass your save. Would you like to spend your reaction and impose your shield?
Yes, of
Okay.
course.
Got you. So you take nothing. Hellerast and Willem, both you failed. Let's take 58 points of acid damage.
Boy.
So we made it past the Goliaths, but this Hydra's gonna fuck her
Idle
down.
Hydra.
You can thank me later for that roll.
Yeah. Gee, I rolled 3 8s in my damage dice.
I love
Thank
it.
God. Thank God I live across the ocean.
That was-
You can't get me.
58 points.
Okay.
Yeah. Brutal. That was a really high damage roll. That's the reaction spent. The creature will then... What's my movement? Okay. I'll shift around to there to try to get away from being, I'll be there, being contained by everybody. And that'll bring us to Dunnan. As you see this thing now finally move out of the grove, its form is elongated like a snake, and you realize it only has 2 front legs. The back half of it is just this long snake-like body that's quite large, but it's dragged upon the ground, leaving this trail mark as it sort of shifts with these 2 legs, and looks like it could probably balance on the back half of its body if need be, but primarily it doesn't really have claws. It just bites things. What'll be done?
Oh boy. So everybody's pretty fucked up. Except me.
But nah, I'm fine.
I'm going up to Eolas, lay a hand on his shoulder. Oh boy, we are having a rough time currently.
Hey, let's
I
go.
give him 30 hit points.
Oh, damn. 30 points.
Yeah. So 20, 25, 30, 35. That's where I'm stopping.
Okay.
And then bonus action hit with the
Yeah, go for it.
mud. I'm just casting it again. That's
Yeah, it's fine.
sorry. There we go.
22 will hit. 12 points of force damage.
Max damage. Nice.
Okay.
You're a big slimy creature. Ugh. That's it.
It's mossy and licany, but not slimy. Go around to Hellerest. The acid dripping off of you. You're hurting. What do you
Yeah. Hallie Rest is curious whether or not this thing has any kind of consciousness or not. This is something she doesn't really do very often, but she's going to cast Detect Thoughts.
Okay. Go ahead and throw that into your chat. Turns 3 or lower. Doesn't speak any language. Okay. As you cast this and focus on this thing's mind or minds, you're not actually quite sure. You ascertain this creature is unaffected by this spell. Its intelligence is not high enough to have thoughts in which that you can interpret.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's got an intelligence of 3 or lower.
It's not, can't be reasoned with, can't be talked to. Shit. She's just going to get ready to, do what it takes.
Sounds good. You're getting closer so that way Corin can attack with your bonus?
Yes.
Sounds good. You just got to make sure that you end within 30 of Corin.
Yeah, and that's
Corin
fine.
can move 20, I believe, is the movement. Yeah, you can get there.
Yeah. And strike.
18 does hit. 6 points of force damage.
Nice.
Okay. That'll bring us to Willem. Round to you.
So Willem's going to move forward. It should be 20 feet. It should get me within 60 feet of the fell beastie.
I believe it does.
We'll go ahead
60
and
feet.
quicken Grasp of the Dead.
Grasp of the Void. That's a dex save. Alright. They are not a humanoid, so they are not grappled. But they do fail with 10. So they take all 8 points of necrotic damage.
Hot dog. And then we'll move up here and finish off with a good old Chaos Boat.
Nice. 22 also hits. Roll some damage in there. Come on, double ones. Alright, it's 6. So I assume you're using poison damage.
Absolutely am.
Alright. So that's 10 points of poison as this bolt sort of erupts in this puff of smoke, very effervescent, or reminiscent, pardon me, of the mushrooms that a bunch of you kicked when you found the elf soon to be revealed as Peg. It sort of catches two of the heads and they recoil in shock and pain. 10 points. Solid. You dealt 18 points total. Alright. Anything else, Willem?
Nah.
Okay.
That should be movement, action, and bonus action.
Alright, that'll bring us back to the top of the order where we'll pick up next session.
Yeah.
It was good seeing
Oh,
you
I'm
all.
sorry.
Why are you apologizing? This is great.
Well, let's see how the next session goes.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
It went fine.
I'm sure Spencer has fun, and that's all that counts, right? Right?
Y'all were close to dying. Like,
Yeah, well, that's true.
I was gonna kill
I'm at
4
one.
characters.
I'm
That-
really pushing the last 2 sessions.
That's perfectly fine. As a dungeon master, I have so many characters that I want to play.
Yeah,
Y'all don't think I'll
I
kill
can still
characters. I'll
activate
kill them.
number 2.
Let's go.
Or I guess number 1 technically now, but you know.
I have the best Gloomstalker Red Panda lined up.
No Gloomstalkers. No red pandas.
Oh. Oh.
Oh. That's a WoW. That's a WoW race. Let's be fair.
It is. That's where I got it from.
Yeah. Come on,
I
man.
think that one was for you, Kim.
Pandarian. Good God.
Oh, my
Uh-huh. I was like,
To be
oh.
fair,
how-
to be
how
fair, Helly is. I first played Helly in WoW, so
I
She
mean,
was my-
you guys finished the dungeon, escaped the Goliaths barely. I rolled really badly on that wall of fire too. Got like 2 2s and a 1. It's upsetting.
Yikes. Man, I
I'm
rolled
really
well.
sorry.
ooh.
Yeah, I know you're so sorry.
Totally. I'm so sorry. You still managed to get the Olas down, so what are you
I
complaining
mean, that's not an
about?
accomplishment. Like,
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
the
that's,
kitchen table can get Aeolus down.
that's your everyday bread.
It doesn't
Hey,
even need to
I
be a
was the
mimic.
only one that. I was only the only one in that fight that didn't get hit.
Man, I was really close to letting you go, Aeolus. Really close.
You-
So like,
You should have let me. Man, that would have been so fun.
well,
I
no
mean-
Pandaren for you. Sorry, not now.
We're keeping you alive by force.
Yeah, we are dragging you around. And if I have to make you a zombie, I will.
Then you'll be
It's a-
dead, and Willem will cast Animate Dead, and then you'll still have to play Aeolus.
His shit will just turn into a full weekend at Perny's. Dale has secretly just been dead since like the second session.
Yeah, the Needler killed you.
Yeah. I'm just here like, why can't I die? Oh, I don't need to breathe either. Wait, what?
You won't let me die. Well, good session, everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Escaped
I had fun.
with your lives
I'm
for
glad
now.
to see everybody. Sorry I've been missing so many. Hopefully I'll be
hopefully
here.
we'll see more.
Yeah.
Alright. Have a
Okay,
good week,
guys.
everybody.
Have a good weekend.
See ya.
Adios.
Yeah, Finn.